What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Steven, our Heartbreaker, and today we are going to be discussing this new lineup from Cloud9 and just what I think they're capable of and what they've already proven in recent weeks and months. So, this new lineup was picked up from ATK and is now signed to Cloud9, but of course we have to talk about what they accomplished under ATK since it is the same roster, just different organization. So, they just won 2 qualifiers back-to-back coming out of North America. They took down several teams that on paper people think would be better, or they definitely have more experience. I mean, you're talking about teams with guys like Blame F, Config, Rush, Daps, like some names that you're familiar with, guys that have played on top level teams for years. And you have these guys, a team made up of relatively young guns, not necessarily fresh talent, as they've been kind of bouncing around the tier 2 scene, MDL level for a while, but I mean, they're new in comparison, right? They're definitely less experienced. And in recent times, they are on a 7-0 series streak and winning those qualifiers. That's pretty impressive. Across those 7, they are 14-2 in maps. They've only given up 2 maps in the last 16 games. Also very impressive. So, what kind of pieces this together? You have OC, who is a strong and capable opper. At least domestically, he can certainly compete with almost anybody in the North America region. You start to compare it to the likes of, Zayu or Simple, we're going to get a little bit different play styles and whatnot. But in terms of North America, I think that he's definitely up there in the conversation as one of the best oppers in the scene. He's certainly capable of playing within the system that JT has built, and he's very impactful in that role. Moving on to Floppy. Floppy is actually really proving to be a formidable fragger. He's showing that he is definitely capable of putting up big numbers in games. I mean, across the last 6 months, he's up 204. He's positive 204 kill to death differential. I mean, that's pretty massive. He leads the team for that. Now, he typically performs in the late round. He's not going to be the entry. He's not going to be the first one going in. He doesn't exactly play a support role very well. His flashes aren't that effective. He's definitely kind of near the bottom and that capacity of opening kills as well as like utility used to aid his teammates. But he's picking up frags, so he's doing his job, right? So moving on to Sonic and MOTM, man of the match. They're both explosive. They both have the ability to show up big, but that's not necessarily the role, right? MOTM is a little bit more support, and then you have Sonic, who's the entry a lot of the time, can be the lurker, but he's the first man in more often than not. And so in that role, he does a really good job. He still has a nice stat line across all the matches, so he's getting some of those kills. And he's also a player, as I said with MOTM as well, that is explosive. They can come big in a lot of rounds. He can also pick up the AWP. He's capable, so if OC falls, he can grab that gun. He's proven that he's definitely not too bad with the big green either. So moving on now to JT. Now, JT's stat line it's pretty bad, right? When you look at it, you're like, man, like this guy's like negative by 200 and Floppy's positive by 200, but let's cut him some slack. He's taking a team that was relatively inexperienced, that was in the lower levels, and he is leading them. He's being the tactician that is getting them to the spot and the level that they are right now, and you cannot look at just the stat line and not recognize that he's also being the person who is putting together these strats, these, keeping things fresh for his team, making sure everybody stays calm in the moment. So I think that he deserves a lot of credit for where this team has gotten to, and I don't think anybody can really argue with that. Not to make, a really bold comparison, but his stat line actually mimics Kerrigan's quite well, and I don't think anybody's questioning whether or not Kerrigan is a capable in-game leader. So, again, very bold comparison. Kerrigan's consistently competing at that level against tier 1, whereas JT, a lot of these matches are against more of like tier 2 or bottom tier 1 opponents. So it's a rough comparison, but just kind of lets you know they don't have to be the best fraggers in the world if they're really having impact in that leadership role. So where I think this team can go, I think that they have been steadily improving. I think that if you look at their history and how they've gone from, we lose to this team, but then we don't lose to them by a small margin, then we beat that team sometimes, and now we're beating them consistently, and they're doing better and better and better. Back at the EPL finals, which is where they really got a lot of attention, they did get eliminated early, or not early, but they got eliminated, didn't make like the finals or anything, but it was both of their losses to Mouse Sports, who were on their little red hot streak. I mean, they won the event, right? So they took both of their losses there. It was 3 maps total, but they took down G2 and they took down North on land. These are teams that are certainly up there in terms of performance. They have a high ceiling. They have a lot of history and experience on their lineups, and they beat both of them in a best of 3, came back to North America from that event, and have won 7 straight series, taking down the new Complexity lineup, the new Gen G lineup, the MRBR lineup. I mean, United, like, they're legit. They're showing that this progress that they're making hasn't stopped yet. And so I think that right now they're really in the conversation. They're a top 4 team in North America. I mean, of course, you got Liquid, you have Evil Geniuses. I wanted to call them NRG. And then you might be able to throw another team in there because, I mean, it was really close between Complexity and them and that series 16-14, 16-14. But if they continue to improve, I mean, they're going to be a solid bet for that 3rd best team here in North America. And so definitely keep your eyes on them. I feel like a lot of people weren't giving them credit. I feel like credit is due, guys. Like, they're really showing that they're capable and that they can compete with these other teams. So keep an eye on them. I think we're going to see some really good things out of them. It was not a bad pickup for Cloud9. They took a chance on a team that is improving, and I think it's paying off thus far. If you are enjoying this content and these videos, make sure you like and subscribe. You can also follow me at any of these things down here below. Mixer, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you're already there. So go ahead, like, subscribe, check out those channels, follow me on those as well, and let me know what you guys think about the new Cloud9 lineup in the comments below.